double-sided reviews. Me and Merlin will be discussing, giving our thoughts and opinions about Spider-Man who have played it. You know, it's just some additional information, you know, again, giving our thoughts and whatnot. So without further ado, so the first thing you'll notice when you first boot up the game is how amazing it looks. You know, things like graphics and, you know, the game's visuals and high level fidelity and the details in the city of New York and the character models, everything in the game looks amazing.
Folks, I'm hearing a lot of praise for
as expected, you know, on more powerful hardware.
I'm not saying it's entirely unwarranted. He did listen to me after all and did the right thing in the end. But dial it back, will ya?
And I thought, you know, the game had a, you know, pretty good story as well. The voice acting is solid all across the board. And the game is pretty challenging, you know, at the beginning. Especially when Spider-Man doesn't really have that much in terms of upgrades and skills and gadgets and whatnot. So I'll be talking and showing some gameplay footage. As with any Spider-Man game, the most important thing is the web swing. The web swing can either make or break a game. And fortunately with a game like Spider-Man on the PS4, you know, the web swing is extremely responsive, it feels good, it's smooth, and it's fun. You know, there are times when I'll just spend, you know, 15-20 minutes just web swinging around New York City. That's how good the web swing feels. No game has ever done it like this game has. I mean, even prior games like Shattered Dimensions and Web of Shadows, maybe the original Spider-Man on the PS2, yeah, the web swing was pretty good, but nothing like this. It just feels organic, it feels natural, and it's a lot of fun. And again, the most important thing is that it's satisfying. Obviously I've already beaten the game, so I'm just messing around.
All units be advised. Armed robbery in progress. Reported location is near Midtown North. Over.
Okay, so I'm about to fight some enemies. Second. Here we go. Yeah, and the combat feels really good. Even when you're fighting a whole bunch of enemies and web swings, everything feels responsive. Man, that feels so good. Again, the game does have a rhythm-based combat like the Arkham series, which is fine with me. It's been a while since I played this game, so I'm probably feeling a little bit rusty. Of course, you can finish enemies off, or at least the less powerful ones. But yeah, I mean, that felt really good.
Brought all the small timers out of the woodwork.
There's always this feeling of rhythm, sense of rhythm
I'll
in
text
the
you
game.
the location. Cops will be here in no time.
I mean, the city of New York feels alive. Never any slowdown. I think I came across a couple glitches. Nothing game breaking or nothing major. It's impressive again for a game this size and scale. So I'm just free roaming. I'm going to get to some of the questions that Merlin has presented. So the first one, hold on 1 second. So the first question regarding the puzzles, yeah, there were 2 puzzle types in this game. The one where you have to connect the electrical nodes, energy nodes, and then the other type where you had to match up the line pattern. I actually didn't have any problem. I mean, some of them, especially the electrical nodes, did get a little bit complicated later on, but I didn't find them, too intrusive or, in the way or anything like that. So that's the first question. The second question, as far as my favorite upgrade, probably the one where you can throw heavier objects and projectiles. Because early in the game you can start off by throwing grenades and things like that, but later on I believe you can throw rocket launchers, even the rocket, the missiles themselves that you shoot. And it comes in very handy when you're fighting a large group of enemies and maybe a couple of them have rocket launchers. It definitely makes things a lot more manageable when things get really hectic. As far as, okay, so the next question in terms of collectibles, what was my opinion about that? Yeah, I mean, there are a lot of backpacks that you had to collect, which were important when it comes to getting upgrades, things like that. It was just interesting seeing how many backpacks were lying around New York City. That was pretty funny. Next couple of questions. In terms of something that would have liked to have been shortened, the stealth section, where you play as Miles Morales, Spider-Man, and then Mary Jane. In total, I think there were about 8 missions like that. I would have liked to have seen them cut down to maybe 4 or 6. I mean, they weren't necessarily game-breaking, they just slowed the pace down big time, that's all. I mean, I can understand maybe in a future game, maybe where they can have, maybe in a sequel, where they can have a playable Miles Morales Spider-Man. So, that's my opinion on that. And then the last question in terms of achievements or upgrades, I'm not really the kind of person that looks for achievements and trophies. I don't actively hunt for them. If I get them, okay, and if not, so be it.
A mature adult, I am here to confess I was wrong.
And none of the upgrades were really difficult to get, were too easy. I thought, right amount of difficulty. There's a bit of grinding required. But then again, I'm used to it. Someone who's played Wolves, I'm used to grinding. I didn't find anything be in the way. So now I'm going to go ahead and fight some more enemies.
Drug trade's gotten more aggressive post-Fisk. Gotta stomp that out.
And this is what I'm talking about. Sometimes it's just fun to just scale the wall and web swing and whatnot. Really well done. It's part of me. I mean, the combat just feels snappy. It feels good. Oh, the big guys can be a pain in the ass. Again, it's been a while since I played this. Ouch. And again, the finishing move feels good. Yeah, that comes in handy. That's what I'm talking about. Web swinging between combat just feels good. It doesn't really break the rhythm or anything like that.
Or bottom
It's very
five,
smooth.
however that works. Police are on their way. And so am I.
Try out a different suit. Yeah, they added some new suits since the last time I played it with the upgrade. It's funny. Like the bag over his head. Again, they've added a lot of new suits on top of what was already there to begin with. Give this one a shot. That's what I'm talking about. How good the web swing feels. Very responsive, very snappy. Feels very good. Of course, one thing to mention is that in this game, the web swing, you actually have to be between two solid objects in order for it to work. Whether it's trees or buildings or whatnot. In previous games, it looked like you were just basically magically just web swing, but this one is actually just feels natural and organic. Yeah, I mean, I love this game. Actually thinking about doing a second playthrough of it. The best Spider-Man game that I've played, definitely up there in terms of superhero games. You know, the Arkham series. So yeah, I mean, anybody who has not played this game in general, definitely recommend it. I'll be wrapping up the video here in about a little over a minute. Like I said, I'll definitely be doing a second playthrough of it, maybe on harder difficulty.
These guys are... Wow, you... all forgot your keys?
Of course, when you fill up your bar, you know, that's when you can perform that powerful finishing move.
Excuse me. Phew, finally out of sight.
One more. Gotcha.
The full set.
Yep, that's
I
it.
should get extra credit for this.
Way to go. Thank you.
So I think I'm gonna wrap it up. But like I said, this game is extremely well made, very, very fun. Next to no
You know,
glitches,
looking at the dark days
and
just
you know,
behind us,
only a couple minor
most
ones,
of the people
if that.
involved have faced consequences. Otto
Highly
Octavius is
recommended,
in prison.
and
Mayor Osborn resigned in disgrace.
Insomniac Games did a really good job with this one, and I hope to see a sequel in the future, which I'm sure there's gonna be one. Can't wait for it. But we'll see what happens. But other than that, thank you so much. Thanks for tuning in.
Sure, you might say he saved us, but should saving all our lives really give him a... long history of reckless behavior? Tune in after this message.